Good morning. I hope you all slept well. I woke up at 1:23 and then again at 4:23. I did indeed. It was crazy because I had such strong, powerful downloads, but I didn't write them down. I'm really bad about that. I have so many things that come into my mind and I don't write them down. And I tell myself at the time, I'm like, oh, I'll remember it in the morning. And I don't. And it's like hairy, And so it is it is what it is. It's how I am. I have so much going on through my head that I just flow through with things, but I do make a conscientious effort to write things down. But before I went to bed, spiritual hate came to me, which is really quite interesting because it's partially what I'm going to talk about in this particular video. I see a lot of videos when it comes to people holding grudges based off mistakes you made in the past and them not being able to let it go. And here's the thing with that. All right, this is the way I see it. Again, take away what resonates, my perceptions, my beliefs, my story, my testimony. You don't have to believe me, and again, you don't have to watch me, but everybody makes mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. It's not for us to judge people, but there's a difference between rumors and mistakes. And to me, if people are doing all this stuff in the back, talking about someone's mistakes, but it's all in the back. It's all in the back. Nobody comes to you and has a genuine conversation regarding these infamous mistakes that say one had, right? Then I just don't even entertain it. I'm not here to plea a case that I have no reason to plea a case. Of course I've made mistakes. Who the freak hasn't? But nothing to the extent of what has been done to me. Nothing. Period. Dotted. Turn the page. Nobody can tell me otherwise. No one. Everything that's been done to me unlawfully, to me and my son, cowardly, injusticely, unethically, unmorally. Sorry. So that's not gonna work. All right? It's not our job to hold people's mistakes against them. But these mistakes that people hold against people, are they really mistakes? Or are they conjured up schemes and lies based off the narrative you're trying to portray? One might ask. Give me a buzz if you'd like to talk about it. But when it comes to stuff in the back, when it comes to all that stuff, that in itself is facting. If people talk about people's mistakes, if people conjure up narratives, if people do schemes, if people create coercion, manipulative tactics to go along with these said mistakes, honey, that's just rumors. That's just rumors. And you shouldn't entangle yourself in a scenario such as that. That would go along the lines of gossiping. Who has time to gossip? Who has time to worry about other people's mistakes? And that right there is spiritual hate in different ways. It's a form of hate. It's bullying. It's crazy to me. I had a conversation with somebody this morning. And I said, I don't judge, period. Particularly now, 90% of the world runs on lies and narratives to corroborate their storyline. I mean, that's straight facts. I don't judge, period. To the best of my abilities. I'm not perfect by any means, but I really don't. I don't hold space in my head for it. I got way other things that I've got going on in my head of like how to save the world and different ventures. Mistakes don't give anyone the right to treat people cruel, particularly if you say you're God-fearing people. I've seen how do we know the difference between a rumor and a mistake when it's all hearsay? Because I've seen a lot of posts regarding it, and so I felt compelled to because if you feel like you're on the side of the fence where, you're being chastised or you've been put into this oh-so-said program because they said you made mistakes, well, I say this. If you say I made mistakes and you're talking about it in the back, come say it to my face. Pull your britches up. Let's go. Let's talk about these mistakes. So many people are monetizing and make money and profit off my story. It's not even funny. While I'm sitting over here groppling, for pennies, being chastised, talked down to, humiliated, and mocked. I mean, these are all things that Jesus walked through. He walked through all those same things. Isn't that crazy? Now that I say that out loud. Wow. It's one of those things, You just have to find your happy median. You really do. If you find yourself getting consumed into gossiping, into narratives, into the conditionings of the world, it's going to take your peace away. And it's very easy to stay in your peace when you don't buy into it. You don't allow the world to take away your glow, your light from different seasons of your life. Everybody has unfavorable seasons. Everybody makes mistakes. Your mistakes is what creates you. It's how you learn. It's how you gain wisdom. And truthfully, when you make your mistakes is when you walk into your darkness and then you find God, you find Source. He's always there waiting for the one sheep who makes mistakes, right? That everybody wants to oh so graciously hold grudges and judge people for being addicts and alcoholics and whatever the case might be. Oh, this will be an easy one. This will be an easy target. Pfft, we can pin it on her. No doubt. For sure, 100%. Easy peasy. Easy money. God had a different plan. And why do you think he's pulling everybody together in the way that he is? Everybody together. There's people upon people upon people coming together, working together to say, take person down. All the while, God's getting y'all all together. You know what I mean? The spirit of darkness is here in different ways, and it's running through many, many people. And it's one of those things. That's why you have to find your duality within yourself. I hold my heart a lot. I do indeed. Spiritual hate is not something to play with. God doesn't stand for spiritual hate. He doesn't stand for hate, period. He doesn't stand for spiritual hate. And when I say spiritual hate, I'm talking about hating on people for their spirituality. All right? And how they walk in their faith. How they walk with God. What their religious acts are. What their religion is. What their denomination is. That's all spiritual hate. And when I watch Chosen, I don't ever see him chastise people for their religious beliefs and their background. What Jesus can't stand is people not loving thy brother and sister and allowing greed and power to dictate their heart. That is it. That's it. Those two things for entertainment purposes only. And again, I'm not saying I'm like Jesus. I'm not like God. I'm like God, man. That's impossible to be like. It's not even something I strive for, but I strive to make them happy. Every freaking day of my life, I strive to be as closest to them as I possibly can. Flaws and all.